And just going with the same bans as before, our casually reformed there. We see the Shen, Morgana, and Rakan targeted Alex Dirty this time. Scaling chooses to ban out Jax, which is,
There's got to be a reason for that, right?
yeah, there has to be some sort of reason for it, and could have to do with some sort of scouting or scrims, but it isn't due to anything, obviously, so far in this series.
Mhm.
Samira and Mordekaiser as well, there for the bans on scaling. Casually reformed this first pick. Jinx is available, and so will Wheelie try to pop off in the same way he just did.
Yeah, and
There we go.
there we go. The
Boom.
Jinx priority. The Jinx priority has come through this game, and I love it. That's hilarious.
Yep.
Um, it is. I normally, if this is game one, you're like, that's a questionable first pick. But just kind
Yeah.
of how the game's been going, right now this probably just feels comfortable for Wheelie, and
Yeah.
it feels comfortable for the other AD carry, so you're gonna grab it. Meanwhile, scaling, they're grabbing the set, they're grabbing the Sejuani, they're stealing the
Oh
composition,
man.
they're doing it.
All of this stealing of champions, I love it. And
Mhm.
yeah, the tanky front line already established there for scaling. The thing is, though, this set could easily be Alex Dirty and support going set.
True, very true.
So that could be a very, very key thing to look at in this draft. And since they've taken that, since they have that last pick there, they have that counter. If CR go into a top lane pick, and then scaling get a counter to that, it could really, really screw with what CR is trying to do in terms of compositional comparison here. So that's really interesting to me. I'd love to see that set go down to support there, using it as a flex. Volley Bear actually is the answer. So I'm thinking that's going to be no idea. Imagining he is facing the set up there in the top lane.
So this is a dangerous proposition when you don't pick any of your solo laners on the blue side. The other team can now ban out exactly what they want. They can kind of feed you into a specific pick, or at least get you away from a pick that they don't want you to play while they have their red side. While they're on the red side, they're going to pick up the Vayne for themselves, which is almost the opposite AD carry of Jinx. It's just this single target damage that just goes in and does blow you up. And is really effective into tanks though, so that's the other thing. You've seen that how much they just want to play a bunch of tanks and casually reformed. The true damage does potentially come through for this Vayne if they continue to play it. They're seeing the Corki ban, which I again do think that's very, very smart.
Yep. Yep.
Even though, yeah, obviously the big numbers on Jinx, you saw the big amount of kills. It just gave you that really good damage profile out of the mid lane, and just the pure damage and the armor shred that allows Jinx to then continue to do more damage. It's a smart ban there. They also battled the Galio, which scaling is just known to play by casually.
Yep. So if it is set support, this is a really, really exciting kill lane here coming in from scaling, trying to get on that Jinx with the Vayne and set, and just trying to, really, really counter this and absolutely destroy the confidence of that bot lane of casually reformed there. And Leggy is a strong enough player that he can do it. And so we'll see. It looks like that Heimer is coming through. Seraphine ban again is the stand-in there. So that's what that is. And there's the like you say, Corki ban as well. Here's Lulu actually coming in, so they don't want to face against that Vayne Lulu. I'm
Yeah,
very,
yeah.
very excited for these last two picks for both
And
teams.
there hasn't been a lot of Lulu priority between these two teams in the series so far, but Lulu is just like, I argue, is the best support in the game right now. Very much probably
Fair
the best
enough.
enchanter in the game.
I mean, you
While
play Jinx, so
yeah,
fair enough.
while it's not an Alex Dirty champion, but it's still like just super strong. So I just like kind of get, you're just going, what do I ban? Just ban this support because it's a really good support. So
Yeah.
even though again they are potentially just giving a free ban, the set could be there, or are they
Okay.
going Bard?
There we go.
So never mind. They did still want to pick up a support here, so they're grabbing this Bard now.
Yep.
So sets still be mid or top, so they still have a lot of ability to really play with what they wanted. The reason they banned the Jax, the reason they're picking up the enemy team's top laner away, we'll see it in a couple picks here. And this is an exciting draft, of course. If you are just tuning in, this is a best of 3. This is the winner goes to the finals. This is Scaling, who's been our best team in this league all season long, now has to win a game here or they're out. It's exciting stuff. And we're seeing that the Trundle being picked up there, going to help deal with that front line that they're putting together from Scaling, literally steal their front line.
Yeah, absolutely. Trundle, really good pick there into the Sejuani as well as the set. But there, that does indicate the Volibear is going up into the top lane. So we still have a mid lane pick there for CR and potentially a mid lane pick for Scaling, though, as you say, the set could still flex. So CR has to pick this mid lane blind. and
Yeah.
they have to know that it could have to go against Set. So it's going to be
Yeah.
really, really interesting. But
Silas.
really, really important there. Silas has been left open, and that happened
Mm-hmm.
not in the first game, but the second game as well. They didn't go for it. But
Mm-hmm.
now Royal gets to go onto his Silas, which is another very strong pick, potentially his second strongest after Mordekaiser. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see what scaling take here. This is going to decide the entire picture of what's going to happen here in this game.
Yeah, exactly. They left themselves with all these flex picks and all these possibilities and what they can potentially counter over here. They left themselves in a good position here, I
Mm-hmm.
think, in this draft. I'm excited to see what's up their sleeve because again, I think they
Mm-hmm.
potentially in game two didn't want to show anything for the finals, but are going now in a do or die scenario. They potentially just have to show this pick that they've been holding off from us, and to really, really want to use it to make it to said finals. So it's been a crazy series so far. Like this
Yeah.
Jinx priority, we got a B1 Jinx in our league, and Lucian ends up being
Okay.
what's happening here. So set top, we're putting Lucian over
Yep.
into the mid lane there now.
Yep.
Um, so
The,
all that
there
draft,
is
and
there
then
is an
Lucian.
outside chance, Johnny, that it's Vayne top.
There's also a chance that it's Lucian top.
Yeah, that's true. Vayne top might be more common. Either way,
Yeah.
though, you're likely right. It likely is the Set into Volibear top. And so that's going to be kind of two big boys brawling against each other while the Lucian tries to bully out that Silas mid. And it
Mm-hmm.
really is a skill matchup there. But generally, if it's a skilled Lucian, you tend to favor the Lucian in the early
Mm-hmm.
laning phase.
Oh,
So
for sure.
you're going to be looking for Trundle. But I would say the Trundle Silas 2v2, the mid jungle combo does not beat the Set Sejuani mid jungle combo, which is pretty nuts in fights.
Yeah, and
So that's kind of what we want to look at here.
kind of one of the scary things to into this game is that like if scaling doesn't get ahead early, I think they're gonna be in a lot of trouble because what's
Hmm.
Lucian gonna do at all? They
Yeah.
have like
Yep.
basically no AP damage on their team. They can kind of just armor up on casually reformed,
Hmm.
and they're gonna be laughing potentially a little bit here. But scaling
Yep.
right now are saying, hey, we're gonna hard smash this early game and
Yep.
go to the finals. That's what they want.
Yeah, exactly. And we will see if they do it because we are all down to the wire right now, folks. Game 3 of a best of 3 here. Casually Reformed versus Scaling in the semifinals for the Manitoba Esports League. And we'll be back with Game 3 in just a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody. We have game 3 in a series that a lot of people might not have expected to go to 3 games here against our number 1 seed versus our number 4 seed, Scaling versus Casually Reformed here. And yeah, it was a very exciting game last game, Johnny,
Mm-hmm.
with some pop off stuff coming out of Royal and Wheelie in particular. Now with the composition switched up, definitely looks like Scaling did some really nice draft stuff, but I actually think Casually Reformed kind of survived the draft antics decently well here.
Yeah, they got the composition I think they want anyway. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was trying to hype up like what like this whole what Scaling's doing with the red side and what they're
Mm-hmm.
trying to do. They decide to bat Jax. They leave up the Silas instead, so they got him to pick the Silas like they probably wanted.
Yep.
They
Yep.
counter with the Lucian, so it's like now all that work you put into getting this Lucian to go up
Yep.
against this Silas. Is it worth it? Is it worth it?
Exactly.
Is it good enough to get you into the finals of our league? I'm so
Mm-hmm.
excited to see what happens.
Yeah, a lot of this is down to Draymond here going up against Royal on a very comfortable pick. And you can see he has taken the exhaust, which is going to be very strong in those 1v1s here.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, Draymond kind of sees that. But like I said, the mid jungle combo of Lucian Sejuani is so powerful. Lucian
Mm-hmm.
able to use that passive really effectively to get the stun down really quickly on those stacks.
Mm-hmm.
And once that happens, you are bursting down the Silas or the Trundle so quickly they're not even going to be able to heal you up. So that's what Scaling are looking to do here. And we'll see if they succeed. You can see the junglers once again starting on opposite sides, but here we go. Quinn already going in. He's going to walk over a ward. This is key. They know exactly where he is. And so looks like we're probably going vertical again. Hang on a sec, though.
Yeah,
Sorry,
over here.
Sean is going up, and it's going to be a gank in the top lane.
Yeah, Sean is midway up here. Coop, he knows what he can do when he gets some help from his jungler. And there we go. He's going to be taken down already. No idea going down. And
Yeah.
Quinn Lane's playing the top lane. And even though he's not on the Kane this time, still helping
Yep.
out his top lane.
Yeah, and Sejuani as well, really strong with the set. But you can see here's
Yep.
Sean. Gwyn doesn't know he came. He thought maybe he would have gone the other side. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, trying to steal this away from him. It does get some help from Royal. Probably going to be pinged out from Draymond. Let him know, hey, my laner left to go deal with what you're doing. So
Yep.
you exhaled relief because it was like, hold your breath. What's gonna happen?
Yep.
Is this game
Yep.
gonna explode?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
like if skirmishes like that kept happening, this game would explode potentially and be a crazy fiesta. But right now we just have the 1 kill, which is still pretty good before the 3 mark of this game. So we'll see where that kind of keeps going on. Set being ahead feels really good. We saw in game 1 how bad Set feels behind, but Set ahead is a nice one.
Yeah, in fact, we saw that in game 2. Here we go. No idea, taking a whole bunch of damage there. And here comes the gank, though, from Sean up in the top lane.
Yeah, Sean's right over here, gonna force the flash out of the coop. So important summer spell down. But right now, we'll see what that even means in the long run. We'll see where they kind of keep going on right here. Sean right now, his first gank of the game, has been mostly farming so far early.
Yeah, and you wanted to get that farm up on the Trundle there. Definitely gets stronger as you start getting those items. Ooh, the Coop gets... Oh, a tower shot on No Idea there.
Yeah, nice little
Nice
haymaker
trade.
too. Puts in a little bit of extra damage there, so No Idea. Playing on a nice edge right now. We're also turning into this bot lane. Nice hit by this bot lane over here. The traps come through too as well, but the knockoff is going to force Wheelie to go away, so the kill is not going to be secured there, but win trade for Wheelie down here in the bot lane. Meanwhile, go to the mid lane as Sean has made his way over here, trying to help out Royal, but Quinn is here for the counter gank. Royal is now forced to back way off. Sean is now tanking up some damage from Draymond here, and he's going to walk away, so another close one, and
Yeah.
no one dies.
Yeah, I almost expected Draymond to use his flash to go in there. There was the potential to finish off Royal after he flashed away still, because that passive was almost done for the stun. But you can already see how scared CR are of this 2v2. It is really, really powerful. And it's powerful with Set as well, getting those auto attack resets. So Sejuani putting in a lot of work in terms of pressure here. By the way, down in the bot lane, I just want to shout out Leggy there. Really nice condemn. Going on to Wheelie to get him out of auto attack range. Just a good play there by Leggy to avoid a bad trade there and avoid death basically. So
and sometimes it's easy to panic. You know, you're on the traps. You're rooted, not stunned. So even though it seems like, well, wow, obviously he used his ability, it's still like in the moment. Again, you lose this game, you're done. Your season's done. And they want to win it. So, but here's a nice little hook being hit over down here. But here's the rest of the team. Was it a bait? They're trying to flash away now. Quinn's going to jump onto him a little bit here, but Wheelie isn't going to be too afraid of too much. This is a giant minion wave here. I wouldn't fight now, but they're going for it. Does force them kind of away from it. I actually think if they decided to commit to fight against that potentially Scaling could have won that fight, but...
Yeah, just a little bit low on HP probably to try to go back in. Leggy, you can see how good of a player he is. It's just like holding his nerve there on such low HP as the Nautilus is walking right up to him just to bait the gank. But still, not really getting much there out of Scaling, even with that gank coming in. So Wheelie still all of his summoner spells available, and
CS.
yeah, and just CS going in favor of Casually Reformed here. Of course, in the mid lane, a very different story.
When call start, already has 48 CS through 6 minutes. That's a really good situation for the Jinx because, you're just kind of hoping they're going to do a thing. You're going to deal with, you got your BF sword now, and on the other side, they got themselves Berserker Greaves. Good for you. Your Rockets, they're going to do quite a bit of damage already.
Yeah, Wheelie has been grinding. You can tell he's really, really upped his game since the beginning of the season. Casually Reformed in general has improved a lot. You know, there was a time when it was really hard to tell whether they were even going to get past GGG in the quarterfinals. And now they're taking it to Scaling here, one of our top tier teams in the league. So it really has been a great turnaround, and Wheelie has been a big part of it. You can see the CS lead continuing to mount there, but in the other lanes, the solo lanes in particular, it is Scaling coming out ahead on that Set and Lucian, which is what they need. We were, talking about this earlier. They need this early game lead. They really, really do need the Set and the Set and the Lucian to start popping off, because, by the way, there's no magic damage at all here over on the side of Scaling. It's only AD. So Volley Bear is a very happy bear getting to build only armor here in this matchup.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of wild what they're going to be able to kind of do. So yeah, if you just kind of stared at the draft, you basically expect exactly what's happening here with the solo lanes just kind of having an advantage, and everything's just kind of going according to plan for both teams, really.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it is still going to come to key moments. Nothing is kind of going far away. Wheelie, though, is being focused down. Berserker Greaves, I made fun of it, but is it enough to help him get a kill? Gets the third puck. Wheelie will survive that one. They do get the condemn onto I forgot to pronounce his name again.
Violation.
Violation. Thank you. They got that onto him, but
Yep.
he's gonna be able to walk away.
Yeah, Leggy went in really hard there and almost got something out of it. You can see he's running the exhaust actually instead of heal, so they're really going for fighting, but weren't able to get anything there. And Violation gets onto Alex Dirty. So yeah, you really need these kills, but maybe not in the bot lane. Hang on, here's a gank coming in.
Royal right over here. No idea trying to jump onto the coop. He's trying to get away. He will be exhausted though because that's the summer spell Royal chose. Means you don't get to go anywhere. No idea picking up a kill.
Yeah, nice roam there coming in from Royal. Not able to get much done in his own lane, so he just chooses to get stuff done in other lanes instead there, and definitely paying off. A plate taken there, and Dredgemon is going to be an absolute terror in these skirmishes here. With all this gold he's already mounted, working towards that Vamp Scepter and the like. We'll see.
Kind of interestingly, and I guess because, you know, if you got to the hyper late game, you don't have it at a disadvantage. He is going the Blade of the Ruin King build.
Likely,
not like the
No, there we
build.
go.
It's interesting in that sense. He's just trying to smash this early game. Meanwhile, we do see Sean makes his way over to the top lane because the Coop went over aggressive onto idea. He's going to flash out now, but Royal is here too as well because Royal didn't really leave. And they're back, and now they're just getting this keep on going.
Yeah, still, Royal didn't have to flash there, able to just use his gap closer, and they are going to trade that out. This part of why the Coop did this was sort of to distract for the dragon here. And Wheelie, oh no!
My gosh!
My gosh! No way, Johnny! No way! It happens again. The exact same situation. Jinx stealing the dragon with the Super Mega Death Rocket. I cannot believe what I'm seeing right now.
Taste of your own medicine, Scaling. The literally same thing that happened to you in game 1. Turns it right around. Let's take a look at this replay. Oh, it's just a beauty. Gets around 600 health. Boom! Jinx rocket smacks out the Quinn. Executes the Drake. Again, it's only a single Infernal Drake, and when Scaling did it, they also won an ensuing team fight. It's just,
oh man,
it's just you love to see it.
it's the demoralizing factor of that. Wow, what an amazing play there. I say amazing play. It's just amazing in the context. It's
yeah.
A Jinx rocket stealing a dragon isn't super crazy, but for it to happen twice in a semifinal
on
series,
opposite teams, when they decided to B1 Jinx because there's suddenly this Jinx priority in this game.
You can't make it this up, man.
Yeah,
you cannot make this up.
That is glory. I absolutely love it. Okay, cool. So yeah. Anyway,
Dragon taken there, and you can also see a huge CS lead for Wheelie in the bot lane there, coming in already. This Vayne just wanting to scale up. Leggy not needing to win this lane, fair enough. But the Jinx scaling, the huge team fights in the big front line they can get in the late game. CR definitely have the late game plan that they want. And like we said, Scaling looking to get ahead early game. And so far, it's not going quite according to plan here.
Yeah, and pro levels of CS right now for Wheelie, which is absolutely insane. Another fight going on top lane. Coop, you don't get to have fun today, man. This is not for you. No ideas. Right there, going to look to pick up another one. Second kill of the game for them. And when the turns have tabled, Coop is being focused down.
Yeah, absolutely. The set not being able to get any breaks in this series, no matter which team it's on. And a lot of parallels coming through here. But there's the Rift Herald going to be used up in the top lane to get even more gold up towards that Volley Bear there. No idea. Reaping the benefits of that. And they're going to be able to push down this turret as well. So, yeah, really good stuff coming in here from Casually Reformed. Getting a really great early game lead. The only big shining light here actually is Dredgemon, and he still hasn't managed to get any kills, only getting ahead in farm. So Dredgemon's got a lot on his shoulders here. Yeah, and the plates. Honestly, he's got a lot of gold. But
as good as it feels when you're playing, like I dabble in a bunch of Lucian mid
Hmm.
early in the season just because it does feel great to play the champion because you like
Yep.
anytime someone roams, you can just do this. You just keep pushing and
Yep.
thing. But the
Yep.
problem is advantages go other places in the lanes. Sure, you're
Hmm.
pretty strong. You're sitting at 91 CS, 113 CS on the Jinx on the bot lane who built
Yeah.
Cull too as well.
Yep.
So that's a champion skills much better than you do. So yeah, you got your play of the Rune King. You need to start
Hmm.
getting fights going on now. You do have this big, pretty advantage of Royal, but Royal could just be happy if he's an alt bot, stealing one of the many beautiful ults he could take from the enemy team.
Yeah, Wheelie says, I see your 12-minute Blade of the Rune King and raise you a 12-minute Infinity Edge.
Infinity Edge.
So definitely Wheelie going to come out ahead in the damage here in this point of the game. Really, really good stuff coming in from the Casually Reformed bot lane once again. And this would be a big upset, make no mistake.
Yeah.
Casually Reformed was not expected to go through here. And so going to be very impressive if they do. Look at this damage coming in. Oh my goodness. And
Oh.
there is actually Alex
Oh,
Dirty
nice
coming
use of
in.
traps. Great use of the traps, though. Is going to stop Alex Dirty in his tracks. Going to be able to take him out. He gets ultimate, though, however, by Quinn. But here comes the rest of Casually Reformed. Jumping in here is no idea to try to turn this fight around. The hook just barely misses, but they'll still be able to get on this tower. A kill still goes onto the Jinx, and they're ready to keep on going. 125 CS and a kill. This is a pro stat line. Like this is, again, like, I don't want to, like, harp on this. He's basically missed 0 minions this game. He's just getting it done.
Wheelie's playing a hell of a game. We've already talked about how good his CS was, and like you say, he just continues to do it as well as getting those kills. So yeah, Wheelie really playing a hell of a game against potentially the best AD carry in our entire league here in Leggy. So just impressive stuff here already from Wheelie, and he's showing himself to be as good an AD carry as the 2 AD carries on scaling combined in this game so far. But we will see what Dredgemon has to say about that, because as we see, he still is amassing this farm, and he still is amassing that gold, a pretty significant lead over Royal here.
And really
the dragon is going to spawn
in
here.
his league, like you said, like in our last split in the amateur league, he was our MVP, and it's like, oh great. But then kind of when this league, at least the level they were playing at, leveled up because of kind of how the league squished. It kind of left him to dust. Like, okay, maybe Really's no longer our best AD carry league. Maybe it is Leggy over here. But in this head-to-head matchup, they lost game 1, but taking 2 in a row here, potentially taking 2 in a row here, is looking real freaking good, and he's looking to carry this team to the finals.
Yeah, that would be such a statement from Casually Reformed to take this match here, and it looks like they're set up to do it. Here is the ultimate coming in from Dredgemon. There is the Bard ultimate, and actually Dredgemon, there we go, putting out a lot of damage.
And that's what you get out of this early Lucian, is able to kind of do that, but just no follow-up from the rest of the team, not able to kind of get there in time. Alex Dirty not able to hit the ultimate onto anyone either to slow them up. So all it really means is that they did slightly less damage to this tower.
Yeah, exactly. So they won't be able to take the tower, which kind of was their goal there. So good play there by Alex Dirty and Dredgemon to kind of shore that up a little bit. Here's the Coop coming away. He doesn't want any part of that top lane anymore, as that matchup was not going well for him whatsoever. Picked up the Bilgewater Cutlass, but you can see the item discrepancy there. No idea, already well on the way to the Trinity Force, and the Bramble Vest teched in there, all sneaky-like. So impressive stuff there already. Dredgemon comes back to lane, continues to push up.
Yeah, they're just going to continue that going on here. Quinn's made his way towards mid lane, does spot out a pink ward, so he's just going to take that out. And continue clear vision over here. No objectives kind of around the map right now, so it looks like Quinn and Alex Dirty are just kind of on this. Let's see if we could find a pick with the both of them kind of running around. They do get the Scuttle Crab. But this is we're coming up to very, very important moments in this game. It kind of deciding of whether like Casually Reformed is going to stay over the top of scaling, or again, the early composition put together by scaling has got to start winning something.
Absolutely. Yeah, they need to get these skirmishes in, and they need to start to activate these 2 high damage carries here. Only the Rift Herald really available for neutral objectives, and that is going to be started up by Sean there. That ward trying to be replaced, and scaling wanting to be relentless and taking it out, but the Rift Herald's going to be given away. So once again, neutral objectives and map control going over in the favor of Casually Reformed. Impressive stuff already from them. They're going to use this to take down the mid tower. Even the ultimate from Lucian won't stop it this time.
Yeah, they're just going to use that recover there. Oh, does get the ultimate. Does
nice
kind of counter that basically, essentially. So It just means it lives for a little bit longer, and
Hmm.
potentially they'll get a second hit onto the tier
It
2
might
tower
almost be
instead.
good actually for
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Ghastly Reformed
So like,
there.
oh, we're taking this tower anyway, so now we get to hit the
Yeah.
tier 2 tower, so that's gone. Royal tried to use the Bard ult himself to get on someone, does not hit anyone. Meanwhile, we've seen Coop and
Ooh.
no idea do with a 1v1 over here, but a tower here, no idea can turn off that tower. Flash does come through.
Ooh.
Coop, well, really well played. Tower comes back online enough to force no idea back out of there. So yeah, nicely played play by the Coop there, who
Yeah,
again,
you
Blade of the Rune King are behind set.
yes.
I just
Yeah,
want
and
to point that out
you're
again.
trying to build it into these big frontline tanks. Oh.
Oh, no idea. Can he get away? Well, not, because Flash will make sure Quinn gets the shutdown.
Yep, Quinn finally making himself known in this game. Has been pretty quiet so far in the Sejuani, other than that first kill up in the top lane. And I was hoping for a little bit more mid-jungle stuff in the early game, but we're 17 minutes in, and Quinn has just been farming up so far. Uh, Still want to look for those skirmishes. A 5-man team fight probably would favor Casually Reformed at this point with how strong Wheelie has become. You can see, I just noticed he's finished his Runan's Hurricane already.
18-minute
And
Runan's Hurricane is
so
scary
that
stuff.
is the 2-item spike here. The attack speed and the damage are online for Wheelie. And that is very scary. If you look at his counterpart or his opponent, Leggy, only the Bilgewater Cutlass,
Mm-hmm.
Cull not even really that close to being finished.
Yeah, started a late call,
Yeah.
because did start with the Doran's Blade
Yes, yes,
in
right.
the lane. So that's not finished. They're just trying
Still,
to farm
yeah.
up, trying to build their own Blade of the Rune King, so they have Blade of the Rune King Tron on the other team's borrow magic term.
Hmm.
But is it gonna be enough? Like, 3 Blade of the Rune Kings
Yep.
at 20 minutes, is that gonna be enough to kill anybody? That's something you really wanted to have been snowballing probably
Hmm.
earlier right now if you're scaling. So this game is in not a good position for them right now.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Casually Reformed, they're just setting up for this dragon. They already have 2. They started the early one, so they're going to pressure onto basically a potential 25-minute Dragon Soul fight, which they're set up to win right now as it
Hmm.
goes. Because you were supposed to get those objectives if you're scaling, you know? You
Yep.
were supposed to kind of get all those things, but of course that Dragon Steal happened. And
Yes.
then
Right.
everything kind of just working in favor of Casually Reformed right now, and really, really just playing out of his mind right now.
Hmm. Yeah.
Just getting it done.
Playing so well. You can see, yeah, exactly as many CS as he should have. The Coop getting onto
Oh,
no idea here, and will they be able to catch this? No flash
yeah.
available.
No idea. Pushed out a little bit too
Oh,
far, and we've seen some mistakes happen here. Draymond
okay.
does pick himself up a kill there, using the colony to get it done there. So that's at least something right now going for scaling, and they need to get some gold onto those carries, because they need to get them ahead, because
Hmm.
again, full item behind the other enemy carry.
Yep. And here's Leggy just trying to scrape up some farm if he can. 2 members of the team, very powerful members indeed, up here to answer. Dragon is taken out, and Royal kind of looking for a dive. Leggy, you can see how much damage he's already doing, even with just that 1 item. So definitely can't be ignored,
Mm-hmm.
but it might be able to be shut down.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you can get in a situation where like the Jinx has to deal with both of the enemy carries coming at them, well, like I
Yeah.
mean, 2 Blade of the Rune Kings kind of
Yeah.
is a lot of
Yeah.
damage. So they can set up a situation if Wheelie like is playing really far up. To be
Mhm.
completely honest, should probably just let Violations be the one to stand up there, so that you don't get caught out. Because
Mhm.
I said this after game 1, teams do make mistakes, and what
Yep.
Casually Reform wanted to see was scaling make mistakes so they can get back to it. This is just the opposite situation now. Scaling is waiting for Casually Reform to make a mistake, because I don't think if you go for a play where the enemy team is in position, you can win it. But if the enemy team is out of position, you can definitely do it, and hey, mistakes happen in every level of play.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. Casually Reformed has so far been able to capitalize on places where they saw they could get their advantages, and that just has resulted in such a such a clean game so far from them. 3 dragons here already. I mean, of course, as you say, the first one maybe was a bit of a Hail Mary, but the other 2 are just map control straight up. And you brought up a good point back then as well. That Dragon Steel was just a Dragon Steel. It didn't result in some crazy Orianna shockwave the way it did in the first game. But they still were able to, take map control just by virtue of their really good play.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're going for a very early Baron, 21:45 here. is the time to start this, and
I
I
mean,
believe Scaling's aware of it.
with these Jinx items, you do it relatively quickly, but it's like everyone else
Mm,
is basically does no damn shit. So Wheelie's got to melt
yep.
it down. Doesn't have about half health, but right now you're dealing with all these
Uh-oh.
debuffs. The Bard ult does hit over here. Here comes the culling from Judgmon. They're gonna pick this fight. The flank comes in from the set. They're trying to get on top of them. The big Sejuani ult does hit over on the side. Wheelie does pick up that one kill though. He's gonna pick it up. Leggy gets a kill of themselves. So it's a 1-for-1, and right now Casually Reformed are actually backing off here. This might have been the mistake I was talking about, going for a very, very early Baron, but all it really means is a 1-for-1. So it's
Yeah,
not that bad. It just could have been scary.
it feels like just the steam is escaping from the container a little bit here. It's not, the top hasn't quite blown off yet, Johnny. It looked really, really close. Here's the Bard ultimate coming in. And so we saw the Lucian ultimate. You can see the Coop going in for an ultimate here and is stopped. And then he gets taken out so quickly. And meanwhile, Leggy was able to free hit, but they're all just so scared. You can see how far they're staying back. Leggy's going to go up here and then just back off a little bit because one auto attack from Wheelie is going to take him so low. So really, really good stuff here coming in from both teams, in fact. But yeah, they just recognize how powerful that Jinx is right now and know that that wasn't quite their opportunity. You also saw the Sejuani ultimate hit Wheelie as well, but he was
Yeah.
really well protected by the front line.
Yeah, and kind of the big thing, the Glacial Prison used by Royal to hit on the Draymond did at least stop that from like Draymond continuing to pop up in
Yes.
that fight. So that is a big one from that fight. I love that we got that replay because
Yes.
that actually was really, really cool.
Shout out to Kieran.
Yeah, shout out to Kieran for
Always
setting that up.
improving, always grinding this, you know,
I
the
mean, stream
wizard.
better every single time.
Yeah, the wizard behind production is gracing us with so many amazing features here, and poggers for Kieran in the chat, please. And yeah, we love to see those replays. Really, really cool to be able to break that stuff down mid-game. And Casually Reformed continue to have an advantage here. Will Leggy be able to get this 1v1? No idea. Doesn't really like it.
Yeah, they're trying to get onto it with no idea, trying to force him away. Does get a flash out of Leggy. Kind of back up here, but here comes Alex Dirty to come help out. Does get the stun on top of them. So that means Alex Dirty ends up securing that kill.
Yeah.
In fact, but the Coop is over here. Meanwhile, Draymond's going to use the calling onto Royal. Going to get it down really low. Got a couple auto attacks away, but the Wheelie stepped up and went, hey, I can shoot you in the face with a minigun. Does force them back off, but does force them off the Baron once again. They keep trying to go for this Baron, which I actually think, again, we're talking about mistakes. I think Casually Reformed should just be pushing in waves and playing a 1-3-1 and or setting up a 1-4 and getting a team fight or whatever they want to do. Anything but going for a Baron right now, to be completely honest.
Yeah, they're ending up having to use a lot of resources for very little gain there because they're using a bunch of ultimates and summoner spells to just disengage from that fight when Dredgemon comes up. Now, I gotta say, Dredgemon, really nice job there to recognize the position he had on the map and be able to go on Royal like that. All Royal could do was turn and use an exhaust, and then he had to go back towards the Baron. Already then he's way too low to fight, and so they've got to back off. So good play to Dredgemon there. Now this opens up the Dragon a little bit for Scaling to group up, and here's the Death Bush.
Yeah,
Looks like that's going to be warded out, and they might have to give this Soul, Johnny.
Yeah, they might just have to kind of give it up over here. The Souls kind of finally spawned, so I guess they finally eventually built up enough time to eventually go to this. I would have liked to have seen them get there in a slightly different way, but whatever.
Yep.
I'm just being pedantic, I guess, at this point.
Yeah.
But they still have Superstar and Jinx not sitting at 10 CS per minute anymore, like 9 point whatever. It's still ridiculous.
Very good. Yeah.
So it is still very, very good. They got the Dragon Soul now. Again, it is Cloud. It's been Cloud Soul every game in this series so far. No idea. Meanwhile, getting caught out a little bit over here. Does try to jump over here. Sean is kind of available to help, but doesn't need it. So they're gonna get that. And now are they looking at this Baron once again? They keep making this game. Like he's gonna come here and fight. Wheelie's gonna get blown up. He goes golden. Will he live for long enough? Will not be taken out by Leggy. Picks up one kill. Draymond's gonna pick up another one too as well. Well, third one's gonna get there. And now they have the step onto this Baron. Did Scaling find a way into this game? They will get it.
What is this global taunt the Baron has here? You see Wheelie is just totally out of position because of the way they started this. The magical journey coming in, but there isn't much to say about this team fight. Just a 5-man death ball going in on the remaining players of Casually Reformed. Just a complete blunder there, and that's exactly what Scaling needed. They will take advantage of any time, and yeah, I don't know what Casually Reformed's focus is on this Baron, but it really has cost them so badly in this game, and that could be the opportunity Scaling needed. They've now taken the gold lead for the first time.
like I said, they could have just spent the whole game
Mhm.
doing one of two things: pushing in all the waves or
Yep.
freezing all the lanes,
Yep.
making sure scaling got 0 gold.
Yep.
You had
Yep.
either of those options because you were so far ahead. Instead, you tunnel vision onto this Baron 3 times. You
Mhm.
actually got away with it the first time. You got away with it
Yep.
the second time to not get onto it, and then you still went towards it the third time. I guess because you got Dragon Soul, you felt like you were strong. But
Mhm.
again, it's Cloud Soul,
Yeah.
so it's not
Yeah.
like you got like another soul that helps you just straight up give you fighting stats. And I'm not a Cloud
Mhm.
Soul hater. I actually really like Cloud Soul, but that's just not the right use of it. You know what I
Nope.
mean? So,
Nope. Exactly. Cloud Soul. I
man,
mean, even the secondary passive of Cloud Dragons that allows you to move so quickly around the map. It does exactly what you suggested before. It allows you to get pressure in lanes,
mhm.
and that can really help you. So that can help you get pressure in the jungle, and probably help you pressure Quinn so that he's not able to, get as much farm. Try to get vision in the jungle so that you can get picks. There's a lot of options here for Casually Reformed, and instead they go with the Baron. Repeated Baron attempts that just didn't pay off. And Casually Reformed, don't get me wrong, still have a definite chance here. Gold's dead even now,
Yeah.
and Wheelie is still fed. He's got those 3 items here. He's gonna be working next on some sort of armor penetration, most likely, to start melting those tanks.
Mhm.
And there is definitely still a way into this game. Casually Reformed potentially still have the better scaling composition, but with Leggy now activated on this Vayne, with Draymond now activated on this Lucian, it really is dangerous here. Now, Wheelie might have caught the Coop out, though.
Yeah, Coop. It seems like someone in the top lane just managed to get
Mm.
caught at some point in
Yep.
this game over and over again. 5 deaths for both these top laners. So no top diff,
Yep.
but both teams just kind of trading, throwing from the
Top
top lane.
die. The
Top
top, not
die.
top diff, but top die. Here's the push. The response is for the rest of scaling to go in on this mid tower, and they're going to be able to get it and just back off. So, oh, here's the ultimate coming in.
Yeah, here we go. Dreadline's coming through. They want to fight for this one. Alex Dirty's going to put Quinn
Uh-oh.
Golden, but really all it does is slow them down. Walking really far up is Wheelie trying to get onto them. Alex Dirty tanking a bunch of these rockets here, goes through a magical journey to lead them into Draymond, who's got a ton of damage for himself, so Quinn picks up that kill. We're now sitting at a 1-for-1. They're chasing it down. Wheelie's got one. He's excited. About to jump over the wall. Draymond wants to get the kill. He will take him out. He takes out the Star AD carry. They're now focusing on to the next guy, onto this one. The teleport's going to come through. Sean's just going to try to run away. Wheelie goes down. Wheelie, the man with all the gold, is down, and that means Scaling has got a ton of position on this map.
Oh, you talked about it before, Johnny. The get excited passive, it makes you feel that certain kind of way, and Wheelie was feeling it a little bit too much right there. He went in onto the enemy team, but didn't expect the rest of the team to go over the wall when he went into that bush. Just a little bit out of position there. Well, quite out of position, I have to say. And Dreschmann with the huge fight. Now here is the engage coming in. So this was the ultimate coming in. They decide they've got enough resources to go, and they need to get on Leggy, but he here, look at his kiting. He goes back, he goes back, he goes back again. None of them can get on onto the back line because Alex Dirty is there in the middle and no idea, having to go forward. Here's Wheelie flashing in. Now he keeps going forward. He's like, I see Alex Dirty. I want that second reset. Nope. The rest of the team comes over the wall to take him out. So really beautiful stuff here from Scaling. Perfectly played that team fight with the disengage. And when you've got those 280 carries and the opportunity to continue kiting back and doing more damage, it's so difficult to chase, even with the engage tools that Casually Reformed has.
Know what I would have preferred after basically Alex Dirty used his ultimate and basically Zhonya's Quinn there. I would have preferred they just throw down a Jace trap on top of Quinn and then not chased for someone else. And one of two things were going to either happen. Scaling was either going to try to come to you, which is an advantage position for you, or they all would have backed up and let Quinn die. So you would have gotten one kill for like no risk. Instead, they go for the really risky, trying to get up towards the back line. Of course, again, Wheelie got excited and then was really trying to just absolutely completely carry the fight. But like, you're a glass cannon. That's the thing about AD carry. You could be this far ahead. You to get looked at and you still die. And that was what Draymond was kind of hoping for. You went over there. Draymond was like, this is my world now. Jumps over the wall, pops him off. And now we're here for a big Elder fight. It doesn't mean that much to Scaling, but denying it means a whole lot because 4 dragons with Elder is kind of a nasty thing. So
now
this is a big fight.
We got to keep an eye on No Idea here. Pushing up in the bottom lane. He's nowhere near the turret, so he's not really applying map pressure. Here's the engage.
teleporting, or we're seeing the call coming through from Draymond. They're trying to get that going down there. They're
Oh
going to
my
slow
god.
down that flank with the ultimate from Alex 30. Draymond picks up the first kill of this fight. They're able to kind of focus one person at a time. This is a good fight right now for Casualty Reform. Really got a kill, but it's not
Leggy!
going to mean anything. He does get that shut down, but 4 of his teammates are dead now. Leggy picking that one up, picking up that double kill. Did they do it? Did they take this
Is
game
that
that
it?
looked guaranteed for Casualty Reformed and then win it? Did they win that fight to win the series, to go to the finals of the Manitoba Esports League? No one else is alive yet. Only No Idea, who had to just kind of back off, who was not allowed to do the flank that he wanted. They have 280 carries
10 seconds,
to take
it's
down
over.
these turrets. There's no way they're going to spawn in time. 1 turret down, 2 turret down. All that's left is going to be the Nexus. They're focusing it down. They're going to the finals in a giant comeback in this game. Scaling is your winners.
Wow. Scaling is the first finalist for the Manitoba Esports League Season 2, and that was absolutely clutch at the end. I gotta shout out my boy Alex Dirty for that Bard ult onto the Volley Bear when he teleported back. So sick to prevent that Volley Bear flank in, and Leggy just absolutely popping off in the team fight, getting onto Wheelie. The exhaust goes down. The Vayne, Leggy knew, I'm going to end up in this 1v1 with this other superstar AD carry. I want the tools to win that 1v1. He throws down the exhaust. He uses the ultimate to catch up to him, takes him down. Just beautiful play, just impeccable team fighting coming in from Scaling. Johnny, I am so hyped about what we just saw.
It was a complete say that it looked like that was just Casualty Reform's game. It looked like the reverse sweep was on order. However, that order got stopped. It was coming down through Skip the Dishes, but that truck was like, nah, you ain't going anywhere. We saw a Randuin's built on the Vayne. that kind of happened. Like, yeah, look at it. Randuin's was built on the Vayne.
Oh my god!
Which I didn't notice till I saw chat pointed out. So I'm not like I'll give a credit.
I didn't
to
notice
who
at all.
said it. But and then someone in chat said it, and then I looked. I'm like, what? So that happened. We saw Wheelie legitimately playing as if he was a professional League of Legends player for the first 10, 15 minutes of this game, and it just felt like it was in the cards for them, man. It felt like the upset was going to happen. Again, Scaling were heavy favorites coming into this one, but they, in kind of like top esports fashion, the Fnatic almost came in and made it happen. But it won't be. Scaling will go on like you probably would have predicted before this, but not this way. And that
definitely not this
series.
way. And we got to give a shout out to Wheelie. Just beautiful play, like you said, amazing stuff. But in the end, the team fighting skill of Scaling and of Leggy in particular, who was able to just absolutely choose his battles perfectly in every single fight, absolutely itemize exactly the way he needed to. I'm looking at the post game builds now. He's got Blade of the Ruined King, Gwynsu's Rage Blade into Randuin's Omen. That is just so sick. What a tech coming in from Leggy, and man, just amazing stuff. I'm waiting on some members of Scaling to see if they want to come in for a post game interview. I haven't heard from anyone, but if anybody's in chat who's got the connections, hit me up, and we'll wait for a minute or so more. But we do want to take a quick break on the stream because we do have your second semifinal, Dinsbags versus Shapov Fan Club, coming up. And I don't know, I thought that one was going to be the banger, but turns out it's got a lot of big shoes to fill going up against our first semifinal, Johnny. So exciting to see here.
Yeah, just an absolute insanity. I can't believe what we just watched, to be completely honest with you, because I'm just like, I was already hyped about the idea of Casualty Form going in to win that game. You know what I mean? You're playing game 3, and it was just still absolutely nuts. And you're like, I'm ready to set up what was going to happen, but I just never would have predicted that kind of comeback.
Exactly.
Again, it feels a little bad because you just kind of know they just shouldn't have been going for those Barons, and they just didn't do that. They just win the game. But it's like, but I said in the mid-cast, call it a cast curse, whatever you want to say. Teams make mistakes. Every level of play. And you're going to see it in this, and Scaling waited for those mistakes.
Exactly.
Really
and just to talk about that a little more, we have Alex Dirty here with us, the team captain of Scaling. Alex, congratulations on your win. How are you feeling right now, my man?
There's a little bit of nerves going on here. That was quite a close game there.
Yeah.
I understand
You
at one
you
point
go
we were.
ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I understand at one point we were like 6K behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like it was looking like the second game was going to repeat, and I want to talk to you a little bit just about Casually Reformed. Just to get your take on them first, because wow, we did not expect them to show up as hard as they did. Wheelie in particular, but in general, they looked really, really good. Can you tell us, what your mindset was and how it was developing as you realized how prepared Casually Reformed was for this match?
Whew. We definitely we were coming into the match thinking that we were gonna end up playing topside because
Mhm.
historically, like our top lane or our bot lane has done like pretty well in most
Sure.
games.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
So we didn't think we were gonna like need the help
Hmm.
necessarily during this set. But after like the new camp in the first game and
Yeah.
like the pressure that we received, it was really hard to like try and like play from behind. So
Hmm.
we in game 3, we actually decided to pick Lucian because
Yes.
we wanted to get like a hyper bully so that we could just like I don't know if I don't know if you guys talked about it, but in the game
Oh.
3, I actually ended up leaving. I ended up leaving the bot lane for like most of the time,
Yes.
kind of just like
Mhm.
Yep.
hovering on mid, and our goal was just we needed to like remove one of their carries from the game, and Bard and uh, hold up, I have the wrong screen open now. Bard and Vayne can't like you can't 2v2 that lane. So
Yeah.
we just
Yeah.
figured we were just gonna hard shut down their mid laner and
Yeah.
try and take them
Did
out of the game.
did you expect to have to make that kind of adjustment in your semifinal against, what coming in we thought was going to be the weaker team?
Oh, no. We
I
weren't
didn't
ready
give
for that one.
I
We
didn't
did
give
we
you
did
much
we
to work with, but
we
yeah.
did go we did go into the game like understanding that like we did have like respect for their team, and like their
Hmm.
team has shown that like once they get to like mid late game, they do typically have like really good macro play, which I think
Yep.
is what they had mostly going for them.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So we were kind of wanting to like I mean, obviously everybody wants to win the early game, but we were like
Yes.
that was like our biggest like goal was to like win the early game and then try and close out the game before we gave them an opportunity
Sure.
to get to that point.
Johnny, you got any follow-ups for the
All right,
man?
so yeah, you let's see this Jinx at 10 CS per minute gets themselves 2 items in 18 minutes. Was that exactly where you wanted them?
No, not at all.
No, but real question, real question. Okay, so jokes aside, so you see that 80 carry get to that, and it's like
Yeah.
honestly, at this league, you just don't expect an 80 carry to CS that perfectly and kind of take all that. So you see an 80 carry that strong. Again, you said you were deciding to go to the mid lane to just like, hey, we can't shut down this carry, but we'll shut down the other one. Was that just kind of like you just tell Leggy and chat like, dude, you're by yourself now. This is what we got to do. Like, it's just the reality, or what's comms like when you see that?
Uh, for the most part, we just yeah, it was like I'm leaving lane here. Don't get dove. He was definitely very respectful of their lane. There was like a time where I was in mid lane. He backed all the way up to the tier 2 bot lane turret
Hmm.
because like there was just so much pressure. Like I don't know their support's name because it's like a whole bunch of letters.
Yeah, violation is how you pronounce
Violation,
it. He
yeah.
just spells it in
Okay.
a very
It threw me off
obnoxious
a
way.
couple times. Don't worry.
But violation, yeah.
Yeah, like like I definitely respect like his like Nautilus gameplay, and
Hmm.
he applied a lot of pressure to our bot lane. He did a really good job of neutralizing us and allowing Jinx to get to that point.
Yeah.
Like game 2 was we don't talk about game 2.
We archive game two for further research later. Well,
At one
yeah, you go,
Oh,
you go.
I was gonna say at one point we were like, yeah, or I don't remember who said it, but somebody on our team was like, yeah, we need to fight front to back, and I was like, we can't fight front to back because Jinx is
Yeah.
just gonna melt our
Yeah,
whole
Oh
team.
yeah,
against
Like,
this
yeah.
Jinx, I don't think so.
No.
Oh
yeah,
man, well, you did pull it out. I got one more in-game related question for you, and it's about your ult on Volibear in the last fight. Was there a moment where you were thinking of using your Bard ultimate for some other sort of purpose in the team fight, or were you planning the entire time to prevent that Volibear flank when he TP'd?
uh, I wasn't planning it the whole time because we didn't know the ward was there.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah.
actually, my original thought was that I wanted to follow up on the Sej ult to like
Hmm.
immediately. Well, our
Sure.
Sej ult was actually meant for the Jinx, but obviously we didn't catch her.
Yep. Yep.
Right.
But so I was gonna use the Bart ult to like set up and secure the fight. But as soon as I saw that the Volibear was coming in, I knew that if we got pinched there, it was gonna be like a really hard time for our ADC to
Yeah.
like try and kite that one out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sick play,
Yeah,
man.
that was a
I got so
brilliant
hyped
play.
when I saw that.
Like legitimately play of the game, play of the series. To be honest,
Mhm.
that Bard
Yeah.
ultimate because,
Ooh.
yeah, because if he got in there, I think that was won by
Yeah.
Casual
Yep.
4.
Yep.
If you say you just like with that alt or that wall went to do something else,
Yep.
that flank was gonna come and destroy you all.
It took him a while to get there. Well, obviously because the ulti, but like once
Yeah.
he got there, then he also couldn't like position properly to
Mhm.
get an
Mhm.
alt onto Vayne. So Vayne was able to
Exactly.
kite like down and
And
like
then go
downriver from the
forward
pit.
onto the Jinx. Yeah,
Yeah, it just
exactly.
bought
Yeah,
you.
like
It bought you so much time.
she went like down to the right to like dodge the Volibear ult, and
Yeah.
then went back up to like re-engage in the fight. It was
Yeah.
like, it was really well played by
Oh
our good
yeah,
team. So
Leggy had a hell of a series. And yeah, just final questions here. I want to talk about next week, where you are going to be in the finals against the winner of this evening's game, which is the Dinsbags versus Shapov Fan Club. I'm not exactly sure how to approach this, but who are you expecting to play first of all, and who do you want to play against?
okay, hmm. There's been a little bit of a roster swap since we played against them,
Hmm.
so it's harder to say based off of like that. I
Sure.
do I do kind of favor Shapov, but
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
what I've seen, I've heard that like Dinsbags have been doing like some like preparation and whatnot, and they have been looking pretty good. So
Yeah.
I am I'm cheering for my boy Dinsey.
All right. All right. He wants to see Dinsey in the finals, and we are going to find that out this evening. Alex, anything else you want to say to all your fans? Hype series, man. Final words before we sign off here.
I just want to say thanks to everybody who came out to watch, and I hope you're all there next week. Hopefully, it can be just as exciting. Well, I'm not hoping
Yeah,
for a series to close,
for just as nail
but
biting. We hope that, but we don't hope it for you.
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Cheers,
I,
man. Thank you
we just
so
want to put on
much.
a good show for everybody.
There we
For
go.
sure.
And that's it. There we go. Now our interests are aligned. Thank you so much, Alex. Congrats on the win. And we will see you next week. For now, thank you, everybody, so much for joining us. And we'll be back in just a couple hours with Shapov Fan Club versus Dinsbags for the second semifinal to determine who is going to face scaling in the finals. On I believe it's going to be November 8th, though we may not have that totally confirmed. So that
Mhm.
a week from today, I believe. But
Yeah, that's
we will check on that, and we'll confirm that as soon as we can.
yeah,
Johnny.
that's it for me today. I'm not casting
Yep.
that last one, but hopefully I'll be able to check it out. I got some things going on, so we'll see if
Yep.
that. But that was a crazy series. I couldn't have asked for a better series. I'm so excited
Wild.
that I got to cast that. I got to be part of it with all of you. That'll be
Hmm.
fun to clip because I'm sure there's a bunch of fun moments to clip out of that
Oh,
event. So
there's some good stuff. All
absolute
right.
insanity. What a series. Anyway, see you folks later. I've been Johnny Esports this whole time. Thank you very much for joining us. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you very
see you
much,
next week.
everybody. Thanks once again to all of our partners and sponsors. And once again, just one more reminder for the afternoon to follow us on all of our social media, comment on everything, participate in the chat, and get your chance to win prize packs from our sponsors. Thank you, everybody, so much. I'm going to leave the ultimate catchphrase for Darren tonight because he's going to be there with the team. But for now, everybody, come back in a couple hours for the second semifinal. Thank you so much. Have a good afternoon.